Morning everyone, I am in central London and that can only mean one thing. I am doing Sew the Trends, where I go and look on the high street for lots and lots of trends and then go home, do lots of research so that you compare the perfect patterns for your summer wardrobes. Thinking especially about summer this time, so yeah, I'll go and see what I can find. First up, I've got Topshop over there, and then I'm going to go and look around lots of other lovely places to see what I can find. I was hoping it was going to be sunny today, but not so much. Anyway, I'm going to get cracking. So, just come out of Topshop. That was interesting, as always with Topshop. I think probably on the younger end. I definitely saw lots of sort of plains. I think in terms of fabrics, everything's sort of like quite plain, big buttons, lots of sort of plain sandy colours and olivey greens. And then in terms of print, there's probably not a huge amount of print, probably like sort of ditzy florals was probably the only thing that I saw in there. So I'm now going to go to And Other Stories is my next stop. Right, so I have been into pretty much everywhere now. I've done Liberty, Oasis, Warehouse, And Other Stories, Market, Cos, Topshop. I think that's everything. So I'm now going to go home and do all my research. I think I've got a pretty good idea of what is in the season, what sort of the core shapes are, and I've already got some ideas for patterns. So I'm going to go back home, get a giant glass of chilled water because it is very hot in London today, and yeah, search out some patterns for you guys. So watch this space. Hi everyone, so I am back from town and it is actually the next day because all that research took me so long, but I've got some really lovely patterns and I think I've got some good stuff to share with you for summer. Anyone who hasn't seen our Sew the Trends for spring, make sure you go and have a look at that because I think that gives a kind of rounder view of what is in the shops, and this is probably a bit more summer, kind of picking out some nice things that have been released in the last few months. And yeah, I think I've got some really nice things, so I'm excited to tell you about them. If you do not have a glass of wine or a cup of tea, now is the moment to go get one because this is going to be quite a long one, I think, because I've got quite a few patterns to talk to you about. So I'm going to overlay images on the screen so you can see of what I saw in the shop. So the first thing that I really picked up and noticed was a neckline shape. So this sort of square, very 90s feeling neckline. I saw this on lots of tops, I also saw it on dresses, and I had a really good look around and I found the perfect one for you guys. So the dress I found is the Jenna dress by Byhan London. This comes in sizes 6 to 24 and is available on the online shop. So it's got that beautiful sort of square neckline, little sleeves. It comes, this pattern, with a few variations, so there are some really nice other options that you can mix and match to make this your own, but the one in particular I wanted to talk about is this sort of square neckline. Sorry, I keep looking this way because my laptop is here with all the patterns. So it's got, the pattern features bust darts, it's got waist darts, it's an empire line, which is a really, really flattering shape, and the skirt is A-line, not too flared, it's quite, you know, it's kind of fairly close fitting, and there are darts on the back as well and a zip up the back. So there's quite a bit of fitting to be done on this, but I think if you get this right, this could be really lovely, and I saw a lot of this sort of shape on the high street, so I think that would definitely be worth investing. The other thing I thought was actually you could cut it off and make it into a top if you wanted to. It would look really nice just to have it sort of, you know, you cut it off at whatever length would be right for a top and it would work really well. So I thought that was a very good starting point. Next up, I'm going to show you images of sort of about 3 different types of dresses. They're they don't look that similar, but the core feature on them is these big sort of statement buttons, which seem to be everywhere. But these kind of 3 shapes I saw all over the place. The sort of 2 versions, I guess, really. One is quite fitted all the way down, and the second version is fitted around the bust and then looser at the bottom, so sort of fit and flare. So I've got 3 different patterns because I know there are different body shapes and some people have hang-ups on different things, so I think I have probably hopefully got it covered for everyone. So the first up, if you saw the yellow dress, the Sundress from the Avid Seamstress was the one that I thought was almost a perfect match. It comes in sizes 6 to 22 and is available on the online shop. I love this dress. It's got big buttons down the front. It's got a band around here, which was also, it's actually quite similar to what I'm wearing, except this has got a side buttons. And a gathered skirt. You can make it in different lengths as well to suit you, but I thought this was really close to that, and I think it's a really classic shape that you can wear out, you know, for the holidays to come, so it's definitely worth kind of taking the time to invest in making it. Along the same lines of that dress, I've got the Holyoke Maxi dress and skirt from Cashmerette. This comes in sizes 12 to 28. It also comes in different bust cup sizes, this pattern, and this is available on the online shop. This dress is perfect if you've got a bigger bust. Cashmerette does really fantastic patterns if you are bigger busted or curvier. So this pattern features princess seams, which means fitting is a lot easier, and it tends, especially if you've got a bigger bust, it means you can get a much better fit more easily. It's got an inbuilt waistband around the front, and it looks like the back is very slightly elasticated, which is nice because it means it will be really comfortable to wear. It also comes in a skirt version for this, so I thought this was another option similar to the Sundress from the Avid Seamstress, so I thought those 2 would be quite nice. The tighter dress that you saw on the side, it was in a kind of dark like denim. The dress that I found for this was the Fiona Sundress from Closet Case Files. This comes in sizes 4 to 24 and is available on the online shop. This was almost perfect match actually. It's got nice thick straps again, so you don't have to show your bra. It's got buttons all the way down the front. It's got princess seams on the waist part of the, no, not on the waist part, sorry, on the bust part of the dress. And yeah, I thought this was really close. It's also a really classic shape. I think, again, if you invested the time in making this, you can wear this loads every year because it's a classic shape that's never really going to go out of style. You just need to find the chunky button to make it bang on trend for this summer if you want to. So I thought those 3 dresses sort of really met the criteria of that sort of big chunky buttoned sundress. Next up we have got, oh yes, so I saw a lot of wrap dresses, but wrap dresses with really thin spaghetti straps, and I had a bit of a look around and I found a really nice pattern match for this. So it is the Sparrow wrap dress from Afternoon Patterns. This comes in sizes 6 to 16 and is available on the online shop. It's got the kind of thin straps, and actually they're actually ever so slightly thicker than the ones I saw on the high street, but I personally prefer that than the really fine little like rouleau spaghetti straps. It's got a nice kind of tie around the waist. It's a really nice pattern actually, and it's got slits in the side, which I also make it kind of quite on trend for what I had seen on the high street. And yeah, it's quite a simple make as well, so it shouldn't actually take you too long, which is always a winner in my boat. So yeah, so that was a sort of like skinny kind of summer dress, I guess kind of what you wear down to the beach. Sorry, I feel like I'm in holiday mode, thinking about holidays, because I'm sure lots of people are going on holiday over the coming kind of month or 2. So yeah, I thought that was a really nice option. Because it's because we're still on dresses, I've got the last and core one. Lots of really beautiful shirt dresses. I'm sure there's a shirt dress in season every summer, but they were quite a lot of them are block colours, and they used they kind of had quite nice detailing, like big pockets and things, which made it feel slightly almost like slightly safari vibe. So I found a really nice pattern. The pattern I've got is the Rita midi dress from Named. This comes in sizes 4 to 22. It's available on the online shop. This is a really lovely pattern. If you haven't had a look at it on Instagram, I would definitely recommend it. It suits so many different body shapes. Rachel's made this actually and absolutely loves it. She wears it a lot in the summer. And I think if you want to be really on trend, you'd make it in a block colour, so a kind of olivey green or a sandy sort of colour. Those were really there were a lot of those sort of rusty, sandy colours in the high street. I think this dress is totally beautiful, and because it's got this drawstring waist, it's actually quite relaxed fit, so in terms of fitting it's going to be a lot easier to do as well. So yes, that was my pick, my sort of last of the dresses. So because it is summer and we are, you know, on holiday, maybe not, or been on a holiday, I have to include some swimwear. I feel like this summer swimwear has changed a bit, and I was quite excited actually because I saw quite a lot of interesting stuff on the high street. The thing I think that has changed the most is that the sort of really classic, almost like bra cup, has gone out of fashion, and a sort of much more relaxed, almost like a sports bra feel seems to be much more prevalent. I have never worn, because I'm biggish busted, I'm size D, and I've never actually worn something that isn't like a bra cup before, so I'd be interested actually to see what they're like and whether you feel like you've got enough support. I've got a couple actually. So the first one I want to talk to you about, which is a swimsuit and a bikini, and I think this one probably out of all of them was the closest to what I saw on the high street. So this is the Cottesloe swimsuit and bikini from Megan Nielsen. This comes in sizes 0 to 20 in paper, which we have on the online shop, but she also goes slightly larger in the sizing range if you buy it as a PDF. So if you're bigger than outside those size ranges, go and check her website, because she's definitely got them in a slightly larger size range on her site. So this pattern comes, as I said, with a swimsuit and a bikini. The swimsuit's got a really nice low back in it with a kind of tie detail, which I thought was really pretty. The bikini is that, as I was saying, that kind of classic cup, kind of not proper sort of, kind of almost like a tank bra sort of top. I'm not saying this very well, am I? You know what I mean. But I thought these was really nice, kind of really simple. Actually, construction wise is going to be not very hard to make either, which I thought would be really nice if you've never made a swimsuit pattern before. I think this would be a really nice option. The next bikini I've put in is the Wells Bay bikini, which comes in sizes 6 to 20. This is from Half Moon Atelier and is on the online shop. I popped this one in because it has a little bit more structure, so I thought if you didn't want to go full tank, this one might be the way to go. It's sort of in between. It's got, you can see from the line drawing, it's got seams sort of just either side, kind of at the side of the bust. It's also got little darts underneath, which again, if you know, it helps with fitting. And I think it's a really flattering shape, and I think it could be quite a useful one if you want to invest the time in getting the fit right. Last but not least, now anyone who is in the UK, not anyone, a few people in the UK I'm sure might be watching Love Island. I said I wasn't going to do it this year, but I have been sucked into the vortex. And so I thought, in an ode to Love Island, anyone who hasn't seen it, it's 10 or 12 really attractive people finding love in a villa in the Mediterranean somewhere, and they all wear the most ridiculous swimwear with basically kind of really high cut thong bikinis, which only someone who is very toned and very young can wear. So I've got an ode to Love Island with my last piece of swimwear, which is the Bernese swimsuit from Sierra Patterns. This comes in sizes 8 to 16. It's available on the online shop, and as you can see from the cut of it, I just think it's freaking fabulous. If you can rock this, go and do it, because I think it's such a cool shape. And if you haven't come across Serena Patterns before, they specialise in swimwear patterns, so they're definitely worth checking out because they've got some quite interesting styles. So yeah, they're really, I thought this was quite a fun sort of like how you're doing bikini or swimsuit. Yeah, so this is my little swimwear bit. Up next we have got, bear with me 1 second everyone, skirts. So skirts seem to have been quite big this summer, bigger than I thought they were going to be. They were everywhere and all featured worn with like a sort of baggy or tight-fitting t-shirt, like really sort of standard t-shirt. So there were two sort of core shapes. So the first one was slightly more fitted, definitely like some external pockets, a tie at the front and a slit either at the front or the side. There were quite a lot of those. So to talk about those ones first, the pattern that I found for this was the Berlin Skirt PDF from Orijuice. This comes in sizes, ooh, it's going to be slightly tricky. So this comes in sizes 4 to 16. Sorry, I should have checked that before I came. No, it's 18, sorry. 4 to 18. I've actually made this skirt. It's a really lovely pattern. I would highly recommend making it. It's got big kind of statement pockets at the side. It's got a seam up the centre front. It's got this nice big tie at the front, which on my version I actually left off because I made it in quite a structured fabric. But if you were making this in a linen or a viscose, for example, this would be, you know, have the tie on there. It's a really lovely pattern, and the instructions are really good as well. So I would personally, you know, highly recommend this pattern because I've done it and I really like it. And I'm quite pear-shaped, and I didn't think this style would suit me, and it really, really did. So yeah, it's a really nice shape, and it was quite close to a lot of the sort of skirt patterns that I saw on the high street. Next up we have got the kind of, I guess, these sort of slightly closer fitting sort of skirt department. There were lots which were almost like bias cut, really slip-like. There were also quite a lot that were wrap. So I've got two options. So for the sort of closer fitting one, I chose the Azara Skirt from Deer and Doe. This comes in sizes 6 to 16. This is available on the online shop. I put this one in because it does have slightly more fullness in it than I think some of the ones I saw, but I actually think for the majority of us we're not going to be wearing bias cut little slip skirts. We could do with a little bit of extra give. So this has got really interesting cut lines. You can see from the line drawing, it's got this kind of cut in just below the hips. It's a really lovely skirt, and I love Deer and Doe patterns. I think they're really kind of beautiful. So I thought that one would work really well. The next one I've got is the kind of to nod to the wrap skirt is the Wrap Skirt from Peppermint magazine. This is a free pattern, which, you know, everyone loves something that is free, and you can go onto their website and download it directly from them. It's a very simple shape. I think it's just almost like a panel with kind of straps, so it would be really quick to make up. And I actually think if you whipped this up and liked it, you could just have like 5 of them in different colours, and that's all you would need for your holiday. You could just shove them in your suitcase and go. Or hopefully now, it seems like the summer is coming to the UK, so it feels like it's been quite warm this week. So yeah, this would be perfect for that. Right, last but not least, the last thing I saw was a lot of t-shirts, obviously because it's summer. Nothing kind of wild about that, but there were two sort of variants. So there was this really sort of baggy big boyfriend version, kind of oversized, and then there was one that was slightly kind of closer fitting. So I've got two patterns for this, and I think they would work really well. So the first pattern that I have got is the Lodo dress from True Bias. This comes in sizes 8 to 20. It's available on the online shop. I popped this one in because I think this silhouette is really nice and quite flattering on a lot of people. It's got little cap sleeves, a V-neck, and there are different variations that you can cut the length at. I just really liked it, and I think it would be really versatile. I think you could wear this like in the garden. I think you could, if you made it in a nice jersey, you could wear this to work as well, if it's really hot. And I thought this was a kind of nice sort of nod to what is completely on trend but a little bit more classic. So if you want to make the classic t-shirt, I've got a great pattern, which is the Stellan tee from French Navy. This is also a free pattern, so you can go and get it for free. This was probably a little bit closer fitting than I was hoping for, but I think if you just size it up a couple of sizes, you'll get that sort of oversized kind of t-shirt shape that you'd be looking for. And if you wanted to make it into a dress or longer, you could just, you know, extend it down to the perfect length that you need. And it's free, so, you know, there's nothing better in life than a free pattern in my mind. So I thought that would be a really good kind of, well, and who doesn't need a t-shirt pattern? It's really good to kind of have a kind of core, staple, basic. Right, that is it from me. Oh gosh, I've gone a long time. I hope you enjoyed that and I hope you're still awake, and I will be back soon with another video. Bye!